Okay, today we're going to unbox this and take a look at this 60,000 BTU Craftsman and see if it will do the job I need it to do. Now here is this Craftsman 60,000 BTU. You see it right there, 1 year limited warranty. I bought it at Lowe's. It was $99. I did look at the DeWalt ones. They were twice the BTUs. They were about 130,000 BTUs, but they were also over twice the price. They were at $250. I have to be a little bit money conscious. I don't have a lot of money, but this is going to be used a lot at that room addition at my camp. It's going to be cold out there in the winter time, and I do want to be able to work up through there and when the weather's not too terribly bad. So I got this. I got a smaller one. I'm hoping the BTUs will work. But I don't need it exceptionally warm in there. I just need it warm enough to work on. I bought propane for a reason. I went to propane because it smells a little cleaner. You don't have the fuel changing all the time. And I kind of like this smaller one because I do have a porch I use in the wintertime at camp. I can use this anywhere. All it needs is 110 and then a propane tank. And it doesn't stink, and I can use it in areas that don't require quite as much heat. Now, once that room gets the insulation and figuring out where I'm doing a lot of the rooms and stuff, then I'm sure this will heat it up enough once I get the insulation in. But that is why I went with this 60,000 BTU. It has a runtime. I think I've seen the runtime right here. Yeah, there it is. The runtime is 14 to 7 hours. I'm sure 7 hours is on high speed, the 60,000 BTU. The 14 hours is at the 30,000 BTU. As I said, I went with this one. Number one, I wanted a propane one, which you can buy DeWalt, but DeWalt's were over twice the price. I could buy two of these and I'd have about the same BTUs as one DeWalt. But let's go ahead and get ready to unbox. You know, one time Craftsman tools were considered one of the best. I don't think they have that reputation anymore as the Sears went out of business. And I think Home Depot must have got a lot of their stuff, but let's see what's inside this thing. Here's the instructions. I will certainly read them. There we go. Comes out one piece there. Nice and neat. You know, I kind of like this small size. I think I'll be able to use that a lot more than I could a bigger one. Here we have the handles. Well, I guess I should say handle, I think. Be careful when you take this out. This looks like this should be the screws here, and it is. Goes right on like this. These are threaded. There's not much doubt on where that's got to go. And these are Phillips head. So I don't think I really need the instructions to put this part together. And this obviously is the hose. Now, as you can see, right here is the nipple. And obviously the regulator always goes next to the tank itself. This is the part that would screw on there. It also has a seal. Take the seal off. Start threading it here. Tighten it down. Now I'm going to torque it good, but I'm not going to over torque it. So I think that's good enough. Now that that's open and those are put together, the box is empty after that. I am going to take a look at the instruction manual. Grab my little cup of tea. I'm not going to read the operators and the safety manual to you. I'm going to say probably should look more into actually how to put it together, but I didn't. The installation to me was fairly upfront and easy, so I jumped right to it. Now the safety, you should always read the safety instructions. A lot of it is not do not use as human living quarters or unventilated areas. Do not leave it unattended seem to be a big one. They put it on about every page, not to leave it unattended. It also gives you all the dimensions for clearances, how far you should have it from a wall, from a combustible, from the cord. All that's in there. So you really should take a look at the safety procedures. Like I said, I'm not going to read each one to you. I'm just giving you a quick overview of them. I have attached each page just in case you're interested. This is ignite. And this is to put it on low. That's off. And this is to ignite. I'm not quite sure, I didn't hear anything click, but it might be electric. I'll have to see here. See, get that off there. That's combustible. Don't want any paper on it. Oh, this is right here is the level adjustment for it. Right here. It will move that up or down. Oh yeah, right there. That's it. It does adjust up and down. That's only about 1.5 inches. That's not much of an adjustment, but there is some. It means if you want it to blow more up in the air, you move that down and tighten that screw. Not a whole lot of adjustment there, but some. Let's see what else it has to say here. Push and turn gas control. Push in and turn the gas control knob to the ignite. The burner will light. Push in and turn. Turn on gas supply by rotating the knob. Gas supply and ignite is there, I guess. And I guess we'll find out here soon. And then to stop, it says close the valve on the propane cylinder. Continue to operate here until all the fuel in the hose has burned. Unplug the power cord. Maintenance and storage. Heater should be inspected for each use. For each use, check the soft O-ring seal, the bull nose, and the fitting. Turn off the gas. When the heater is to be stored indoors, heater must be disconnected. Servicing. Then they go through the heater element. And here they have like a electrical diagram. Let's see if you can see this. Here's the electrical diagram. And I'll take a picture of it and then put it on. They have a lot of things on do not leave unattended while burning. And they go again, do not use this heater for human living quarters. And then the rest of the manual is in different languages, it looks like. Okay, so I guess the next step will be to clear this area to make sure I don't have anything combustible right in the way, and then get a propane canister. I'll take one off my my grill for right now. I have a couple of camp that are brand new. I don't have any. I just have one partially used one down here, but that's what I'll get started with. Okay, as luck would have it, my propane tank was empty, so I had to run up to Dollar General real quick to exchange tanks. It's down to $23 a tank, which isn't so bad. I've paid up to almost $30 over the summer for one. Seems to like it's gone down a little bit, but like I said, I'm gonna have to clear the area here a little bit before I start this, and we want to be safe. Probably would have been easier if I would have done like the instructions said and hooked this one up first and then unraveled it with that one, but I got ahead of myself. I didn't follow the instructions. This hose was not easy to unwind. I would probably recommend not hooking it up, but unwinding it first if you were doing this. It had a heck of a memory. It's probably one of the cheaper hoses. Now you have to remember there is marks on this. That it's reverse threaded, so you can't forget that. Which by reverse threaded, it's not righty-tighty, it's lefty-tighty and righty-loosey, which doesn't seem to sound right, does it? And you know what? It's hard to get used to when you don't work with propane that much, or gases. You still want to go. Your muscle memory takes you the other way. Okay. I'm going to go a little way today. Right here. I'm certainly not going to point that towards my car. Here are the starting instructions. The first step is to make sure your valve's right position, then turn on the gas valve, and then we'll keep going. Now, DeWalt had one that worked off their DeWalt batteries, like for drills and stuff. I thought that was interesting if I needed it. I'm going to make sure it's off. It is in the off position. Plug it in. While you're turning the knob, you're going to have to hold it in for a second once the pilot light starts, just to make sure the pilot light starts. I let it go too soon and it went right back out, but then I held it in. It lit up well. Let it go. It seemed to work well. I've got heat out of it. It's blowing pretty good. I'm satisfied with the heat it's making, and it seems like it's going to work fine for what I got. I'm going to turn it on high just to see what it looks like. I'm going to see how far the heat seems to go out. It seems like it blows it out pretty good, so it should heat up my garage quite well. Now to turn it off, all you do is go over and turn off the valve on the propane tank. It goes out really quickly. All the gas is burned up. I let the fan on for just a minute or two just to cool everything down. Turn the valve off, and then I'm pretty much done. So there you have it. Not too bad. Nice, easy to start. Put on enough heat. Hopefully this will keep me at least a little bit warm while working. The next test will be a little bit harder. It'll be up at my homestead in that open area where the new building went up. When I start working on the inside, that will be a bigger test for this thing. I'll be running on high. We'll see how it uses gas and stuff like that, because it will be cold up there when I'm working. But so this was an easy test for it. It passed. So we'll start working on the next test. Well, at my homestead and jumping right into it, going to get started and get this thing going to heat up this building. It's cold in here. It has been cold up here for a while yet, so the whole building is cold. Everything is cold. So let's see how long it takes to heat up this building, and then we'll go from there. Okay. I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this. after unboxing it, using it at home and using it here. It's working great both places. It only took about 10 minutes to heat it up. Although today isn't the coldest day it's been up here, it's around the mid-30s. So it's still icy and still cold, and it was completely cold when I got in here. I hadn't had any heat in here for a few days. Worked great in the garage. My other place, it worked good in here to heat it up. It's going to be exactly what I need for in this area. This room is only 16 by 20. I don't know how many BTUs they recommend, but I will look it up and I'll post it online for a 16 by 20 room by 14 foot high. Naturally, there's always some things you dislike about anything. I dislike the hose. I think it's kind of a cheap hose. It's got a lot of memory in it. It doesn't want to lose its memory. I don't like that it doesn't have a shut off. I have to unplug it. There is no electrical shut off. A switch here would be nice. Then you could just turn it off and on there. But it heats well. I wish it had a better connection that went into the bottle, but that has to do with the hose also. I don't think there's very much adjustment to op. You don't really need those. I'm blowing it in here. This is still opening in here, so this will help me. This will definitely fill my needs as I build this up. Plus, it's not too big where I can't use it in other places. It's nice and small. Right now, I'm using a 20-pound gas cylinder. It's just what I had left. Up here, that was on a porch heater, so I want to use it up. I went ahead and filled one of my 100-pound cylinders because I am going to be using this a lot here in the wintertime. It's right now it's just before Christmas, so it's going to get a lot colder, and I would like to continue to work up here. Today's not too bad of a day. It was 35 degrees. I was going to drive up last night, but there was an ice storm, so that kind of eliminated that. It is cooling down fast in here. I can already feel the temperature dropping. So it does put out enough heat to keep this going. So once I start working, I'll be able to leave it on, turn it on low, and I should be fine. First thing I'm going to do is try to plug up some holes so I can maybe put some, not insulation, but make it a little bit more contained so the heat stays in here a little bit better. Maybe even insulate some of the walls. I got to figure out exactly how I'm going to mount some things and do some things in here, but I certainly am working towards that. So all in all, worked fine. I guess we'll see after this year, because I am going to get a lot of use out of it. I'll be able to use it on my front porch in the wintertime. It's small enough where it's easy to store. It's not one of those bigger ones that are twice the BTUs, but buy what you need. If I didn't need a great big one, so why buy one? And I have to worry about where to put it. Space is always a need. You never have enough space, enough storage space, so the smaller, to me, the better. But yeah, I'm pleased, and we'll continue to use it. But at any rate, I got to thank you for viewing. Thank you for those of you that are subscribed, and those are not. Think about it. You'd help an old man out, and then plus it's free. It doesn't cost you a thing, and you'll get the latest updates as I do this room in here. I am getting ready to really get started and get serious on getting some of the stuff done in here. So once again, this is the old man with a plan. I'll see you later.